Are you not entertained? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. Very happy to see the follow-up and the process or progress on MSTR. So yesterday I made a video talking about MicroStrategy, about how oversold it was. I plugged it into our little risk to reward ratio calculator that I believe every beginner should have when planning out their trade. And the risk to reward was there, right? It was a very oversold stock based off of how much it did correct itself the past 4 trading days, that it made sense. You know, it was approaching a previous support range that it's had in the past before, how it could find its support and begin to recover. And very fortunately, at least for now, it did. Now, there is one issue here. If you look at it on the 1 hour, and again, this is not about emotions. This is just pointing out the obvious on the technicals, and technicals only mean so much, right? If anything fundamental is shared that can drastically shift the sentiment of the company, then that would be a different story. But right now we're testing what I like to call a critical point. It's where the EMA and the moving average cross, and that's exactly where the candle's at right now. So we've showed signs of a nice recovery. MicroStrategy is up 10%, 11% on the day. That's great. What happens from here, right? Because it's been a descending pattern. Today should pretty much tell us if MicroStrategy, I almost keep saying it, MicroStrategy, but MicroStrategy, if it actually begins to show signs of a recovery, breaking above this EMA and showing that price action is actually showing signs of progress, working its way back up to $500, or if it ends up getting rejected, forming a lower high, just like it did in the past before, gets rejected and goes back to retest previous lows. One is just as likely as the other. I want to remind you that the stock market is closed tomorrow in observance of Thanksgiving, and then on Friday, it's a half day. So please do not put yourself in a position in which you cannot tolerate, and it's going to ruin your entire holiday. With that being said, there's a lot of money to be made because we know that one of those have to happen. It's either going to break above and begin to rally or break below, and that's going to be great for people that like to short to make money as MicroStrategy retraces back down to previous lows of 338 or 340 per share. So that's what I'm really excited for. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you guys. As it gapped up during that pre-market session, I did enter a short right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing that MicroStrategy actually ends up getting rejected and then sells off, right? I've never pretended to be on the bull side or on the bear side and then have something else, right? From the very beginning, I told you, hey, I think it's overbought, and I show you my position every single time. So as of right now, I do have a light short position on MicroStrategy, and I will add more to it if and only if I get confirmation of that rejection on the 1 hour, and it shows that it's actively selling off. At that point, I will double, triple, quadruple my short position, making more money as it sells off to previous lows. If we never get that confirmation and it continues to indicate signs of recovery, then I'll simply just manage and mitigate my loss, and it'll probably be around $1,000 to $1,500 loss. But if my trade goes according to plan and it does end up retracing to lows of 340, I can walk away with $17,000 to $20,000 in the green based off of my desired position size. So I'm really excited to follow up, right? I've always been straight up with you guys, even if you don't like me talking about MicroStrategy. You know that from the beginning, all I've ever wanted you guys to do is to keep your profits. I've seen it time and time again. MSTR was incredibly overbought within a short period of time, and it is just natural for a stock to correct itself after hype begins to fade and reality begins to sink in. Just like SMCI, just like GameStop, and just like Nikola, all of those stocks always come crashing down. So my job is when I make these videos is not to spread FUD, as people like to say, but it's to talk about the downside risk, because all everyone likes to share is how much money someone can make, but a beginner needs to understand how much money they could potentially lose. So I hope that you can see that, again, I do like to talk my shit. I do like to, go back and forth and bicker in the comment section. I'm human, right? I'm a dude, and I find it very amusing. But I always show you the good and the bad when it comes down to the trades that I'm taking. And also, I like to talk about the good and the bad when it comes down to these different, very hyped up opportunities that begin to present themselves. My job is to look out for a beginner. That has always been my focus, and that is always what I will continue to do. So again, I hope that even if you hate my view on MSTR, you at least respect my intention in looking out for a beginner, because again, I had a handful of different people that said they watched my video, and because of that, they took profits or they mitigated risk and managed their losses so they didn't ride that 37% sell off down to $338 per share. So I'm very excited to follow up. I'll make sure that I keep you guys up to date. If you guys aren't not already a part of my LPP team, I trade live with them every single morning. They get to see all of my good trades and all of my bad trades. Imagine waking up every single morning right at market open and getting access to my live trading sessions where you can ask me questions in real time. That is exactly what you would get access to for $1 a day. And it's the second link in the description down below. It's an active sale that we currently have going on. And yes, it's a one-time payment for lifetime access. So if you have any questions, just click that second link. Feel free to learn more about it. It will give you access to the A to Z video lesson library, and it also gives you access to our daily live trading sessions. I hope that it earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And for all those that are trading MSTR, if you see that it's showing signs of a resistance and it begins to get rejected, I hope that you do it for yourself, that you take profits, you lock it in, and if it does sell off, remember, you can always get back in, and it's never a bad idea to lock in those profits and bounce. I appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.